dab me a hello. You dab me. You dab me. You dab me a hello. You dab me. You dab me. You dab me a hello. You dab me a hello.
Welcome to You Dad Me at Hello, episode 54. This is the best 80s comedy movies. How's everybody doing today?
My hands are freezing for some reason. I'm so cold.
You turned into you're 80 years old. We're now
so cold.
three
Maybe you should
granddads.
get out of that shed you're in and go back into the house.
It's the only place I can go without being bothered by my family.
Jeez.
Just kidding. I love you all.
As his family lovingly supports him on in the other room watching him on the TV.
Yeah, they probably are.
Screw you, Dad.
Well, hey, we're here. This is it. We're back in the 80s. I feel like I enjoy watching or listening to the 80s stuff, movies, music. We did an 80s female pop and an 80s male pop back in season 2 or 1. That was a lot. See, you're already in trouble with the wife. Look.
Yeah.
But yeah, how about you guys? Are you excited about the 80s?
I am.
Going back in time.
I am, yeah, it's fine.
Well, I was leaving room for Andy to talk. We discovered right before the show that Andy is about, 5 seconds behind RJ and I. So anytime we talk, Andy wants to interject. We've already moved on to the next subject. So
we are. I'm in the past.
Yeah.
You guys are in the future.
Yeah.
So I'm going back to the 80s. You guys are in 2022, whatever year it is.
You're in 2000 and late, as Fergie would say.
Yeah, Fergalicious, baby.
Well, how's your week been, guys? I'm actually going to a hockey game tomorrow. I'm going to see the Providence Bruins versus the Hershey Bears. I'm very excited. We actually have, I don't know how, but we have better seats than I thought I bought. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're in like the second section. And then I looked at my tickets and it's like 5th row. And I was like, I don't know how that happened, but I bought decent tickets.
That's good. Can I tell you how much I hate when you put these music in here when you're talking? It just seems like we're about to have a deep, intimate conversation here.
We can.
By the campfire.
We can.
We are.
This doesn't sound like... This sounds like daddy music, not so much three dads. Well, it could be dad's music. I don't know. It sounds like... Yeah.
I mean, I put on, no matter what I put on for music, you complain about it. Like,
put our music on. We have a bunch
I can't.
of
it doesn't let me. It has specific background music that I can only put on. If StreamYard would allow us to upload our own, that would be good.
We'll end up with a copyright strike.
Yeah. This is now we have our sports show.
This is You Dad Me at Hello.
Grab your cup of coffee and let's enjoy last night's scores. Hey, the Providence Bruins went against the Hershey Bears last night. And in the 5th row, we saw a balding father named RJ Gunn. And up on the screen, it said... I'm not going to go there. Listen, Timothy, I have seen most of these movies.
Yes, this is a good one. And Timothy, thank you very much for the reaction video. I feel like we've made it when someone creates a reaction video of. I've never had that happen, so I appreciate it. I thank you, even though you talked a lot of trash about. But I can laugh at myself. It's okay.
I legit watched that reaction video like 4 or 5 times. If anybody who's listening is not familiar, so Tim made a awesome reaction video. It's on our Facebook page. Did we post it to YouTube yet?
It's posted on YouTube and it's on our Facebook and Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So go there, take a look at that. It's not too long, but if you missed last week's episode, it recaps the entire thing and captures all the fun moments and some hilarious reactions to our stupidity.
Yeah. And Timothy graciously interjected himself into our conversation multiple times, but it's worth it. It was worth it.
It's good. Yeah, I don't want to like say you should go and watch that 11-minute review of our video and not watch our own. Maybe watch ours and then go watch the reaction.
Yes.
But yeah,
yes, it's like when you like Walking Dead, right? You got to watch Walking Dead first, and then what's the show after that?
you watch
Talking Dead.
Talking Dead,
yeah.
right? So
I'm like 5 episodes behind, so I can't watch either of them. But
no.
I'm like
neither
5
here nor there.
seasons behind.
Well, hey, I'm excited. The 3 of us are going to AEW in April. No, April?
Yeah, April.
Yeah, April 6th, I think. We're going to AEW Dynamite. We've got 6th row tickets. I'm very excited about it. We're celebrating Andy's life and birth. And we're going to do it with wrestling.
All my personal information.
His favorite color is blue, and his pet's name is Johnny.
All of his internet passwords are.
He has 33 internet speeds, guys. Go and steal it.
You don't want anything here.
In Connecticut, they actually just have dial-up. That's it. I think dial-up is faster than 33. I think it is. I'm not sure.
It can
wait a really long time for pictures to pop up.
Listen. I can't afford much, so this AOL free disc.
He's like watching it, and it's just like.
There's really just a guy with like a piece of paper and like a stencil, and he just like rubs like a crayon on the paper.
Oh gosh!
Listen, it's this app is coming in good on Netscape right now, and my Windows 95 is going strong in the background.
Oh, by the way, I got your email, Andy, at your Juno account. It's very cool,
guys. I'm gonna type about this in my live journal. And
oh, you're not emo enough, man. What about the Dead Journal? Dead Journal.
He searches up live journal from Alta Yes. Remember Alta Vista?
Hey, can you ask Jeeves if our podcast is available?
Hold on, I gotta stop my camera because a bird came out.
Do you have the 2-disc Encyclopedia Britannica?
Oh,
Are we
man.
in that yet? It's good stuff.
I have the Windows 95 with the cast of Friends on it.
Well, hey, just make sure to look up Udamia Hello keyword, AOL keyword, Udamia Hello. We are available.
I wonder
somewhere.
if that's a thing. AOL's still a thing.
It is. I don't think they do keywords anymore, though.
I don't know.
Remember, it was like AOL keyword WWF, and it took you to the lame WWF website that had like a chat. Yeah. But hey, here we are. Best 80s comedies. On the dock. Oh, man. Half of our audience has no idea what we're talking about.
Very true.
But hey, here we are. We are in the top 80s comedies. Here is a quick look at the bracket. We got everything from Major League down to Weekend at Bernie's. Very excited for a lot of these. And even though Timothy doesn't believe it, Andy has seen most of these, as have I and Mike. And I think we have a little bit to say about all of them.
I hope so.
Me
Otherwise,
far less
this would
than
not
the other
be a
two.
very good podcast if we didn't have much to say.
I'm just here for the looks.
Yeah. I do feel like I look pretty good today.
I think there's 2 movies on here that I haven't seen. And
a way to call yourself out. All right.
Hey,
well, hey,
14
you
out
could
of
have
16
lied about it.
No, when you hear my notes on those movies, you'll know
Oh man. Well, hey, I think we should get started because why not? So first off, we have Major League versus The Princess Bride.
Oh man.
No contest for me. I was literally just annoying my daughter Eliza in the kitchen by saying, "My name is RJ Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die." And I said that 100 times, and she got really annoyed by it.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah. I had my kids see this far too young, and they don't remember it now. So I think we're going to do a revamp and watch it again, maybe this weekend. It's such a great movie. So Princess Bride for me all the way.
Yeah. Even though it pains me to say it, I'm going to go with Princess Bride as well.
Yeah, I would have gone the same. Not that I dislike Major League, but Princess Bride's a little bit more my speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit about it. Major League came out in 1989 as a sports comedy film. There went to be a number of sequels after that. I want to say 3 altogether, right? Major League 2 and Major League Back to the Minors. What do you guys remember about the Major League films?
I remember seeing the first movie a really long time ago. I think maybe in the early 90s. I don't think I quite understood the movie back then. I might have been too young, but I think I only watched it because I was playing baseball at the time.
I was gonna say, did you not understand the baseball part?
No, I understood. I think that was the only part I did get. And maybe I paid too much attention to the baseball part.
Maybe. I mean, is that Charlie Sheen in it as Wild Thing? Which spawned
Tom Berenger.
Tom Berenger's in there. Wesley Snipes, who apparently couldn't play a lick of baseball. So there's literally like no shots of him playing at all. So how do you get into a movie about a particular thing? Like, if you're going to do a football movie, you're like, I don't know what that is.
I was just talking about this. Like, American Ninja 2, Final Confrontation, one of the best movies ever made, has 2 guys in it, and their whole scenes take place on a Bahama island. And one of the guys, there's a scene in which both of them have to jump off of a huge rock and into a boat. But in real life, they jump into the water, and they film them jumping into the boat later. As they're jumping into the water, the guy says to the other guy, I don't know how to swim. And he's like, dude, you read this. This entire movie takes place on an island. We're in the water a lot. He's like, dude, I'm fine. We'll jump in. When the camera goes off, you save me. And he jumped in the water, and he had to be saved by Michael Dudikoff. And so I think people just get movies to get movies, and then later they're like, oh, this is a baseball movie. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people do that. Like, even like Mila Kunis lied about her age to get on That 70s Show. Like, whatever. It's to get a job.
It's called acting.
Yeah. So
you believed me.
On the opposite end of Wesley Snipes was Charlie Sheen, who was actually a highly skilled pitcher.
Yeah.
In high school, I think he got recruited to play baseball at the University of Kansas. So he was out there actually, throwing the ball. His fastball wasn't as fast as what they were doing in the movie, but it was up there. So
yeah, he could still throw 85 miles per hour.
Nice.
Due to
Tom Berenger is the man too.
Allegedly, some performance enhancing assistance.
He admitted to Sports Illustrated that he
did
took steroids to prepare for his role.
Okay, so it's not allegedly then.
It's a we can still
it's
say
always allegedly for Andy.
Wherever we found these notes could say stuff.
Well, hey, Tom Berenger is
I read
in
RJ's
The
a highly
Substitute.
skilled podcaster.
Oh wow, okay. Allegedly,
yes, only allegedly though.
Tom Berenger is in The Substitute, which is such a awesome bad movie. If you haven't seen it, there's a bunch of them actually. It's just one of those like, hey, let's get some white dude to come into an inner city school and clean it up, and it's so good. It's so fun. It's good. But anyways, hey, let's move on. We've got Short Circuit versus Beetlejuice. Now, for me, this is actually a tough one because a lot of people like Beetlejuice.
I really like
me,
Short Circuit.
I like Short Circuit too. I don't know, Andy, how do you feel?
I've only seen one of these. I'm going with the one I've seen. It's Beetlejuice, and I don't even like Beetlejuice.
Oh no!
I mean, dude, Short Circuit has Ali Sheedy in it from The Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire. It's got Steve Guttenberg in it. Not to mention number 5. It's so fun.
Johnny Five Alive, man. Johnny Five Alive.
Sounds like a number 2.
No, it's funny. It's funny.
In our group chat, I said it's a movie. It's a talking robot, and then RJ says, "So is Terminator." And I was like, "Jeez, come on! Like, you can't even compare the."
Yeah, now we're all on the same page.
I did not say it was the same movie. I'm just saying if you're gonna say it's not good because there's a talking robot, then you can't. You can't. RoboCop.
I am John Connor. Is that how he talks on there? No,
No, that is not how John Connor talks, or Johnny.
All right,
Five.
so I'm sorry. You went with
$95.
Beetlejuice. Where are you, Mike?
I gotta go with Beetlejuice though.
All right.
Sorry.
Well, it doesn't matter then. I'll just say, based on the cast, Beetlejuice is much better. You know, Gina Davis, Alec Baldwin, Michael Keaton. It's
an all-star studded cast.
Winona Ryder. It's weird. It's just too weird for me. There's a line for
Tim
me.
Burton movie.
I know, and I just realized
There's
I don't think
there's
I
a line
like
for me,
Tim
and it
Burton
stops
movie.
at talking robots.
I feel like I need to check this. So Tim Burton, do I like anything made by him? I mean,
Batman Returns,
Sleepy Hollow. Okay,
Sleepy Hollow's
Batman Returns.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
No, I hate it. I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Corpse
I don't
Bride,
really
hate
like
it.
it. Yeah.
Sweeney Todd, hate it. Frank and Weenie. I'll give him Pee-wee's Big Adventure, maybe. The Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is crap compared to the
That was
original.
awful. That was terrible.
It's watchable. But
why
anyways,
are we talking about Tim Burton? Yeah,
I don't know.
Talk about Short Circuit. RJ,
Short
talk
Circuit.
about your
a movie with a $15 million budget, and 10% of that budget was just for number 5.
I mean, you know, it made $40 million in the box office, so it didn't do terrible. It made its money back and then some. You know, I don't remember much about it. It's kind of a forgettable movie. When we were looking through the top 80s comedies, it was there, and I liked it. I remember liking it, but I wouldn't have remembered it if I hadn't looked it up.
RJ, God, we should have had something else on here then. There's so many left off. Coming to America.
Believe me, I had that too. I think was I not? I don't think I was the one who did that. It was Mike.
What?
I like Short Circuit.
This is an off camera conversation. Let's move on.
Oh, but is it? But is it? We're talking about it right now.
Anything you bring up, Andy, I'm just going to bring up horror movies and how pissed I was that you left off everything. So,
like every movie.
Touche.
All right. Well, hey, moving on. Short Circuit. I don't think there's much else to say. Mike, you liked the movie more than I did, I think.
I did. Yeah. Number 5 was even, speaking of Terminator, was a similar design to the fighting machines from the battle scenes of the original Terminator. So there you go, Andy.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. You knew something you didn't know.
All right. Well, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids versus Ghostbusters. Man, I know in my mind that there is no, you know, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids versus Ghostbusters, like Ghostbusters. I know. But I love Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's such a great movie. And it pains me to take them out. But I would probably lose friends if I didn't choose Ghostbusters. So I'm going to go with Ghostbusters. You're welcome, Nate, if you ever watch this.
Yeah,
I'm going with Ghostbusters.
I don't think Nate's watching, but we could screen cap this and send it to him.
Yeah,
that's true.
He'd be excited.
Mikey, I Shrunk the Kids. What are you going with?
Unfortunately,
your name.
Yeah, unfortunately, this will be very anticlimactic because I'm going with Ghostbusters. And the only reason I picked the name is because it kind of fit.
Andy, what would you have chosen here?
So I really only remember Ghostbusters, the cartoon. I don't remember the movie. I need to go back and I need to watch it.
I agree.
So I would have chose Honey, I Shrunk the Kids just because it's more in my memory bank.
Wow, I could have changed this altogether. Oh, I was thinking about Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but I didn't.
You made
your choice.
Well, here it is. Ghostbusters moves on. You definitely need to go back. I just watched it again with my daughter. Just one of them. The other two are a little too nervous for it yet. But we watched it, and it's so good. And then we watched the. I know it gets a lot of flack, but the reboot with Melissa McCarthy and a bunch of other people, super good. It's so funny. That's good too. There's a Ghostbusters 2 you could watch, and then the new Ghostbusters looks fire, and I haven't seen it yet.
I
So,
forgot you were talking about Ghostbusters. I was like, I don't remember a reboot of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids with Melissa.
Yeah, me too.
When did I miss that?
Oh, however, Disney Plus or Paramount Plus, can't remember which one, is bringing a new Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and I heard Rick Moranis might be coming back for it.
Out of
You
retirement.
definitely moved Ghostbusters on to the next round, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, just making sure because
It is there. It's right here. See, we got it.
So Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, I may have voted for if they had followed through with their original ideas, where there was originally 5 kids, and one of them was supposed to die during the sprinkler scene. That would have been traumatizing.
So you just want child death to vote for it?
I mean, that's kind of funny
Now-
sometimes too.
Now, would you have watched it if they kept with the original working titles,
Absolutely, I would.
which were Grounded,
Mhm.
and this one, I think this was my favorite one, The Big Backyard.
Oh wait, that's not even the last one.
Oh, you got another one? There was another
Oh
one?
yeah. So originally, before they finally settled on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the movie was going to be called Teeny Weenies.
Oh yeah. So I was gonna say The Big Backyard. So it brings all the boys to the yard. Mikey, the
All
Big
right.
Backyard. That could have been your name. Or Mikey, the
We've
Teeny
got
Weenies.
Big versus this
hate
is
you.
Spinal Tap. If you don't remember, Big is the Tom Hanks 1988 movie in which he wants to be big and ages to adulthood overnight. And then this is Spinal Tap. Is an 84 mockumentary directed by Rob Reiner. And I just saw this movie this year, or 2021. And it was so funny. I don't have an answer for you yet, but just wanted to say that.
I have an answer, and it's This Is Spinal Tap.
I have an answer, and it's big. And my answer is also big.
I am really torn because Big would have been my answer for sure. But This Is Spinal Tap is really funny. And it came out of nowhere for me because I'd always heard of it, but I never wanted to see it. And I was forced to see it just recently. And I really liked it. And Rob Reiner's hilarious. For some of our viewers, you'll know him from The New Girl. But he did a lot of stuff before that too.
Or The Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride too, you're right. Man, I am gonna say
Hold on. Just think about the message you're gonna send here if you vote out Big to your daughters, because Penny Marshall was the first female director to ever direct a movie that grossed more than $100 million at the box office at this time.
That's right.
So, are you saying?
I'm not sure I knew it was directed by
impressive?
Penny Marshall, so that's pretty good.
Are you saying the movie that was ranked number 10 on the American Film Institute's list of the 10 greatest films in the fantasy genre in 2008 isn't deserving of moving on to the next round?
All right, Andy, you did it for me. I'm gonna choose Big.
You're the worst. You are the worst.
Are you saying the movie out of these two that I've seen shouldn't go on?
I saw Big a long time ago on cable TV. That was the only time I ever saw it. I didn't think it was that great.
I like it. And here's my deal. I saw Big 20 years ago. I saw This Is Spinal Tap last year, and I remember more about Big than I do This Is Spinal
Then you
Tap.
didn't pay enough attention.
I know. I'm not saying it's not a good movie. It's a great movie. But Big wins it out for me. I know I've pissed off Tim probably, but yeah. Moving on. Anything to say about This Is Spinal Tap?
I mean, as good as things that I said there, you also voted out, RJ. I'm putting this on you. You voted out in 2002. The Library of Congress deemed This Is Spinal Tap as culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant, and they selected it for preservation in the United States National Film Registry. And that was that was Rob Reiner's first film to be selected. So
Believe me, I enjoyed the movie immensely. Most of it is what do you call it?
It's a
made up on the spot.
mockumentary. Ad-libbed.
Ad-lib, thank you.
Yeah.
Not to mention Rob Reiner. Man, that dude has done so much.
Harry Shearer.
You know, Stand By Me is one of my favorite movies of all time. The Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, A Few Good Men, friggin' North with Elijah Wood, masterpiece. It's terrible. Ghost of Mississippi, The Bucket List, Flipped. So many good stuff. And then he's in The New Girl. So there it is.
Yeah, but there's no Stonehenges in Big. And one of the best parts about this is Spinal Tap is the many misfortunes of the band with Stonehenge props on the stage, where they get one that's too small and then they get another one shipped to them that's even smaller and almost gets knocked down by a dwarf. And then they finally get a big one, but it can't fit through the doorway. And then the top of it gets lowered down, but there's nothing to put the top on, so it just falls on the ground.
Sounds kind of like a Monty Python type comedy.
It's humor. It was ahead of its time for sure. I just saw it last year, and it could have been made. It could have been made right now. Like it's so.
The best part
it's got
about
a Wayne's World feel to me as far as the humor goes too.
And one of the best parts about the movie is if you've ever been in a band or involved in music, so many things in this movie that go wrong are so factual. I mean, even Ozzy Osbourne said when he first saw the film, he wasn't laughing. And he thought it was a real documentary. A lot of people thought it was a real documentary and told Rob Reiner that he should have picked a better known band to film a documentary about, because this is how the movie is filmed. And the ad-libbing definitely adds to that because it doesn't feel scripted or sound scripted. And when you have Christopher Guest and you have, Rob Reiner involved, Harry Shearer, of Simpsons fame, you can't go wrong. Honestly, it's so good.
Yeah.
You guys are terrible.
Next up,
people.
We've got the breakfast. You are making me regret it a little bit. The Breakfast Club versus Pee-wee's Big Adventure. This couldn't be a odder mix of movies here. Breakfast Club all the way, 100%.
I keep mixing Breakfast Club up with every other John Hughes movie. I'm not sure I've actually seen The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club is the Saturday Detention with Ali Sheedy and Emilio Estevez.
When I was going back and doing my notes, I was like, I don't remember that at all.
Oh my word! It's one of the best movies ever.
I'm not gonna play this up in here, Wastoid.
Hey!
I wasn't gonna pick it anyways because I really like Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Pee-wee's Big Adventures is a good movie, but is it a good movie?
Yes. It's Pee-wee's Big Adventure. It's the one with the bicycle.
Didn't he allegedly do some stuff in a movie theater? Can you really move that forward?
He had a great movie.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Andy's shaking.
I don't know if it's allegedly. I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure that's a common thing.
It's rock solid.
That was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
It was. Apparently it was rock solid.
Pee-wee's Teeny Weenies.
Well, my choice is still Pee-wee's Big Adventure. So, Andy, this is on you.
I mean, I'm not going to give you a hand here. I'm going with The Breakfast Club.
Oh, man, you guys suck. My wife hates you both.
What do you mean? Breakfast Club is classic, and you need to go back if you can't remember it because it is great. It is a great movie. I have not seen a lot of those movies, so I can't mix it up with the other ones. Like I haven't seen St. Elmo's Fire. I haven't seen 16 Candles. So Breakfast Club kind of stands out on its own for me. But I mean, it's a classic coming of age. Like it's so great. I love it.
It's a
let's talk a little bit about Big Adventure.
Yeah, you hate it because it's Tim Burton's directorial debut.
Actually, it's one of the movies I would watch again. But I just keep remembering the dinosaur, the dinosaur scene when they go into the dinosaur at that park. Like it's classic for me. Like I remember that.
Paul Rubens, Phil Hartman, and Michael Varhol all wrote the screenplay, but they had never written a screenplay. So they purchased a book on how to write screenplays and literally followed the book on how to write a screenplay. And now it's part of many screenwriting classes because it fits the screenwriting guidelines so well. It's a 90-minute movie. The script is 90 pages. The first act ends on page 30. The second act on page 60. The movie ends on page 90, so on and so forth.
There's probably like
perfect.
one word
The
that was going
perfect
on
film.
page 31, and they were like, "You gotta take out. You gotta take out."
This movie is about as 80s as it gets when you consider all of the actresses considered for Dottie: Lori Loughlin, Laura Dern, Phoebe Cates, Leah Thompson, Jennifer Jason Leigh, all classic 80s actresses.
Mm-hmm.
And
all
Pee Wee
people
had
RJ doesn't remember.
No, I remember all those. Yeah.
Pee Wee was ahead of his time from a fashion standpoint too. Like now, dudes wear like the short khakis pants with the dress shoes. Like if he didn't have socks on, like he'd be in style. He'd be on the red carpet, going to the Oscars. I loved Pee Wee when I was a kid. I loved watching the show. The movie, and it's like I've seen it a few times. It's nothing that really like. There's parts of it that kind of have stuck in my memory, but I remember the show more than anything, and just so wacky. Like it just captures your imagination as a child. So yeah, definitely. But up against Breakfast Club, it's really no competition.
No. All right, well, moving on. We've got National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation versus the Goonies.
Hey, you guys! I would do the truffle shuffle, but I don't want to lose the last handful of people actually watching.
This one's tough. I had my kids watch the Goonies a couple years ago, and we immediately stopped it about 20 minutes into the film when I forgot about the dead body in the freezer, and scared the kids to death. We ended up rewatching it this past year, and they loved it. It was great.
Are you talking about the dead body in your freezer? Or are you talking about?
Hey, can you go get me some ice cream so we can finish watching the movie?
It is tough for me though. I do like both. I watched Christmas Vacation as a kid over and over and over again. It's one of my favorites, closely followed, if not even, with the amusement park vacation movie that I can't remember.
Wasn't this?
Maybe it was just Vacation, but
what did we talk about last week? Sequels. So Christmas Vacation.
This was on there.
Episodes in a row.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's the only one that's on here from last week, but
no,
I can't remember.
No, it's not.
So where are we?
Goonies.
Okay. How about you, Mike?
You just said how much you love Christmas Vacation. But
I'm not sure that's what I chose though. I'm
okay.
unsure.
Well, it sounded like you liked it more than I did because my choice is the Goonies. I like the Goonies a lot.
What? Wow.
I like the Goonies a lot too. I'll vote for it as well. Goonies is great. It's a fun movie.
I didn't vote for Christmas Vacation last week either.
Oh, well, there you go.
I like Vegas Vacation better.
I like the Wally World Vacation one.
I won the money.
Well,
another John Hughes film was Christmas Vacation.
Oh, nice. I don't. What, he did that one too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
He wrote the first two vacation movies.
I think we talked a little bit about this last week. Chevy Chase, Christmas Vacation, allegedly not a nice guy in that or in Community many years later. But he was funny in this. Beverly D'Angelo's hilarious. Randy Quaid is hilarious as always. And then Johnny Galecki and Juliette Lewis, I think, playing the younger kids.
I think RJ just likes the name Johnny Galecki. And Johnny Galecki.
It's a fun name. Johnny Galecki.
Johnny Galecki.
No, it's a great movie. It's over the top. It's supposed to be. It's it's a lot, but it's a good movie.
It's a National Lampoon's movie. Like it's definitely over the top. Wasn't this written in like the National Lampoon's magazine? originally.
Yeah.
What was the? They did a movie about National Lampoon's, like how that started. I can't remember the damn movie. Watch it on Netflix or Hulu or something like that. It was
The movies that defined us. That wasn't it part of that?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
That's a great series on Netflix, by the way.
Look it up.
I think they have a second season of that too. But all right, well, hey, here we are.
Goonies.
Back to the Future versus Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh.
This one's pissing me off. I did not expect to have these two together. Two of my favorites on this list. Man,
thinking back though, is Back to the Future really a comedy though? It's more of a sci-fi.
So, there's a lot of movies on here that are kind of like half and half. Like
they call it a sci-fi comedy. I don't find anything funny about Loving Your Mother that way. But let's just do
I almost
Ferris Bueller's Day Off for me. That's gonna be a shirt. I don't find anything good about Loving Your Mother that way. You Dab Me a Hello, season 4.
Or it could just be these two up against you saying, "This bracket's pissing me off."
You know, there's a podcast I listen to, Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard, and he just makes shirts out of stupid sayings they have on the show. So the dude's got like 150 shirts that you could choose from because it's just everything he's ever said on things. We could do that.
We're not that
It's
quippy.
pissing me off.
We're not
You
that
Dab Me a Hello on
quippy.
the back.
Yeah.
I feel like we just made 2 shirts right there.
Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing
true.
good about Loving Your Mother that way. You Dab Me a Hello. I guess to be more accurate, there's nothing good about your mother loving you that way.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
True.
He doesn't have it out for his mom. Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted.
What was your pick, RJ?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'm not
Ferris
into
Bueller.
that whole mother thing. Yeah.
What do you got, Andy?
I'll make it easy. Ferris Bueller for me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Look at that.
Yeah, we're all agreeing on these. I don't.
This is not as fun as last week
This
when
is
we
bad.
hated each other.
Yeah,
Wait till we
this
get
is-
to next round. Next round's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just gonna start picking the worst now, so it pisses you off. So, well, hey, Back to the Future
I feel like Ferris Bueller was funnier than Back to the Future.
for sure.
Back to the Future is a good movie. I know everybody kind of raves about
It's a
it.
great movie.
I'm indifferent on it. I like
Hey,
it, but I'm not
hey.
like a huge I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch it.
Michael J. Fox is a national treasure. And then
Yeah.
there's Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3, which I know a lot of people don't like Back to the Future 3 because it's a Western weird thing, but I love it. I actually think it's great. All of them are good. Not to mention, it was good. Michael J. Fox came back a little while ago on TV, and I really liked it. And I can't remember the show it was. He was on, Designated Survivor. He was on there for like 5 episodes. And then he was on The Good Fight for a couple of episodes. And it was just, it's really cool seeing him back. But yeah.
Going back to what you were saying, when Robert Zemeckis was trying to shop the movie around, one of the first companies he went to was Disney, and they decided not to pick up the film because they thought it was a little too risque with his mom falling in love with him. But every other movie studio said that the movie wasn't risque enough because some of the other movies that had come out around the same time were like Revenge of the Nerds, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Porky's.
So they wanted something more along those lines. So it's kind of funny.
Well, did they go to Disney with the title Spaceman from Pluto?
Isn't that an Eddie Murphy film? Oh wait, that was The Adventures of Pluto Nash. Never mind.
Close enough.
No, I don't think he did.
I mean, that would have won him over. Like Spaceman.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. First off, he went on to bigger and better things. He played Chance in Homeward Bound 1 and 2.
Oh,
And that is a classic.
I can't watch those movies.
What? Why?
Man. That was the movie where isn't that the movie where the cat gets like taken away by the river?
Sally Field? No,
Dude,
that's Milo and Otis. You're thinking of Milo and Otis.
Am I thinking Milo and Otis?
Yeah.
Milo and Otis is the
Oh,
documentary with the British voices. They're like, "Oh, Milo," and they get like they're on
Yeah,
a farm.
and he gets washed down the river. Dude, I watched that in elementary school. I was traumatized, absolutely traumatized.
That's first off, that's a great movie too, but that's not what we're talking about. Plus, there was a lot of abused animals in that film, allegedly.
See, no, Tim says I'm right. Tim says I'm right.
Homeward Bound is Sally Field is a cat, and there are two dogs, and they get lost once on a farm, and then the second one. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry, Tim. There is a waterfall on that one, but I think he's still thinking about Milo and Otis because that's way more traumatizing.
Well, they both sound awful, and my kid's never going to watch it.
You haven't let your kid see Homeward Bound yet? He's going to be too old to watch it soon.
No,
make it happen. Make it happen.
My kid cries when he can't watch sloth videos on his tablet. So
yeah, look at that cup.
Before people get twisted, this is water. Not
Yes, we all thought you were an alcoholic, Andy. Next up, Clue versus Weekend at Bernie's. You straight edge.
Well, we know which one Andy's not gonna pick, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, didn't you trash Clue in a previous episode?
I liked Clue.
It had so many endings. I hate choose your own adventure books.
I got bored. I'm sorry.
Wait, you just said you liked it and then you got bored.
I liked it up until the end where I was kind of like, let's wrap it up. And then when they started doing the multiple endings, I was like, I'm not in the mood for this right now.
That's because you started the movie at 9 o'clock and you were ready for bed by 10. And
that's when I can watch movies. I can't watch them during the day.
What do you do? You work from home. You should be watching movies and TV shows all day.
Yeah. What's the first word that you just said?
Yeah, work and it's called multitasking, Andy.
Not
that I do that.
I can't. My eyes are on my screen at all times. I can't.
That's why I have 5 screens. That's what you have to do. You have to have them all across.
Listen, my employer pays me to work, and that's what I'm doing during the day.
So does mine, and I don't do any of the stuff that I just said.
Weekend at Bernie's is my pick.
All right. Mine's Clue.
Let me say, not by a huge fraction either. A slither. Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh, so you hate Weekend at Bernie's too, or as well, not the sequel.
Definitely not the second one.
Still dead in the second one. What was your pick, RJ?
Mine's Clue.
He said Clue,
even though I love Andrew McCarthy.
I mean, if we're going for pure comedy, I've got to go with Weekend at Bernie's on this one.
Really? So I can't remember the difference between Weekend at Bernie's and Weekend at Bernie's 2. I know I like one of them and I don't like the other, and I can't remember.
You don't have to remember the difference. It's the same thing.
Guy's
a dead guy and they carry him around.
Put glasses on him. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, I remember liking it. It's just Clue is way better.
I would agree that Clue is a better movie. Is it a funnier movie? No, I don't think so.
But what's not funny about it? It's a pretty funny movie.
I didn't say Clue wasn't funny. We're comparing which one is funnier than the other. not to get into semantics here, but this is how decisions work.
Well, here we are. The Princess Bride versus Beetlejuice.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Clue. You hate Clue that much?
We don't need to. We've talked about that
Clue
movie
moved on
so many times. What?
No, I picked Weekend at Bernie's.
You picked that Weekend at Bernie's.
And then I picked. Oh,
yeah,
darn it!
2
See, I did it again. Look,
I'm
going back down. Going back down. Here we go. I did it.
Let's double check all of these. Hold on. Go through each bracket.
Yeah, Ferris Bueller, Goonies.
Listen,
what's in the top right corner? What was in that corner? All right, you're lucky. All right.
Did you know that Clue has a dad joke in it?
It does.
When Professor Plum indicates that he works for the World Health Organization, which is part of the United Nations organization, that means he works for Uno Who.
Nice. First off, this is a great movie. I love the multiple endings thing. Tim Curry's the man. Christopher Lloyd's the man. It's collaborated with John Landis, who I think went on to do Home Alone, among other things, Animal House, Blues Brothers. It's a great movie. I love the game. it's simple, it's fun, it's funny. So I voted for that.
Okay. I like Clue also.
All right. Well, hey, Princess Bride versus Beetlejuice. I love how you're like, hey, we didn't talk about Clue, and then I did, and no one else wanted to.
Well, I said it had a dad joke. That was my fact.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
Here's my fact.
Princess Bride.
right.
Beetlejuice. I'm gonna go with the Princess Bride faux show. Andy?
Yeah, Princess Bride as well.
Ooh, making it easy. Mike,
Yeah.
what would you have voted for?
Yeah, I probably would have chosen Princess Bride also.
All right.
Yeah,
I think I might
it's hard-
actually be watching that this weekend with the kids. So
Yeah, it's hard to go up against that movie.
yeah,
I do like Beetlejuice a lot. I don't know. It's more. I do.
I don't think I ever
I
want to
never
see
get
it
into it.
again. Like
Yeah,
I really couldn't. It won a ton of awards. You know, Best Makeup Academy Award, 3 Saturn Awards for Best Horror Film, Best Makeup, Best Supporting Actress for Sylvia Sidney. It spawned a ton of stuff. Kids these days know who Beetlejuice is.
Great cartoon
so-
also. Great cartoon.
the cartoon I liked. I remember even having like a little action figure of Beetlejuice. Once the movie came out, and like Beetlejuice is only on the screen for what 14 minutes of the
Yeah.
movie. I was kind of like,
Like an hour in too.
yeah, I'm like, where the hell is Beetlejuice? Even as a kid, I was like, I want to see Beetlejuice, damn it! And to see him on the screen for 14 minutes was not up to par for my standards as a child, nor is it as an adult. Therefore, goodbye, Beetlejuice.
It could have been much different if Tim Burton got his original choice of actor to play Beetlejuice, which was going to be Sammy Davis Jr., but the studio did not want that. I feel like Beetlejuice would have been on the screen a lot longer.
That would have been interesting.
And the studio wanted to call the movie House Ghosts, and Tim Burton wanted to call the movie Scared Sheetless.
Yeah,
The studio almost went with Tim Burton.
yeah. And he was horrified that they were actually considering it.
I think it's great.
I would, yeah, that's almost
Well, hey,
too.
next
big.
up, we have Ghostbusters versus Big.
I'm gonna let
Who
you
you
guys
gonna
pick.
call? Not Tom Hanks. Go.
I'm assuming that most people are agreeing with us because we don't have a lot of comments coming through angry. But I'm going to go with Ghostbusters here again. I just saw it recently. Love it. Big is great too, but Ghostbusters is classic. I can't vote against it right now.
Ghostbusters. Andy.
Again, I haven't seen it probably since I was a kid. So
Oh my word.
Big
Hurts me.
for me.
Look,
but
hold on. I know
Yeah.
Ghostbusters hasn't been kicked out of the bracket yet, but Ghostbusters, until Home Alone came out, was the highest grossing comedy film of all time until 1990. So you should watch Ghostbusters.
You should.
Yeah.
But let's talk a little bit about Big with Tom Hanks, if you remember. Again, this is a boy who wishes to be big and ages to adulthood overnight. It also stars David Moscow, John Hurd, Elizabeth Perkins. It grossed a ton of money, $151 million. As you said earlier, Penny Marshall was the director. It's so good. It's fun. Tom Hanks does a great job of playing a child in a grown man's body. He does a good job with that, and
then
I like it.
and then a woman falls in love with him, and some things, right? Doesn't he get like a girlfriend?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that, but I believe it.
But then he's
if you
like
remember,
a teenager/kid, so it's kind of like, okay.
80s and 90s movies were not good with politically correct things. I mean, if you think about it, Blank Check. Do you remember Blank Check?
I do.
Yeah.
Blank Check is an amazing movie, or so I thought. And the kid, it basically gets a blank check and buys a mansion and like lives in it for a while. He falls in love with a grown woman who, at the end of the movie, kisses him on the lips and says, "Hey, call me when you're older." Like, this is like a 12-year-old. She basically committed a crime against him. I think she's a cop. On top of that, it's so bad.
She just wanted his
so I'm
money.
not surprised by Tom Hanks getting it as a child in a man's body. So
it's like Never Been Kissed with Drew Barrymore, where she's like, goes back. She's a writer and then goes back in to high school, and then like
Mhm.
the teacher falls in love with her, but it's like you don't know how old she is. Like you think she's a high school student. So
No, there was a
there's
deleted scene where the teacher has an internal monologue and says, "I know exactly how old that girl is, and she is of legal age. Therefore, this movie is okay." I just made that up. That didn't happen.
Tom Hanks, big 97% Rotten Tomatoes review. Also has an average of 73 out of 100 on Metacritic, and an A from Cinema Score. It's ranked number 42 on the AFI's 100 Years, 100 Laughs list. Great movie, but it is gone.
Yeah, I'll watch it again someday.
It's a good movie. The Breakfast Club versus the Goonies. Tough one. Tough one.
Hell?
I am going to go. I actually do have an answer right now just because,
Okay.
again, both of them are super good, but Breakfast Club for me, for sure.
Well, I'm going to say the Goonies just because I'm going to lose.
Ooh.
So go ahead, Andy.
Putting Andy on the spot. Andy, how you feeling?
This is like, not only would this be considered by many two the best comedy movies from the 80s, but probably two of the best movies from the 80s, regardless of genre. Baby Ruth. Oh man.
One-Eyed Willie.
Don't do it.
One-Eyed
Don't
Willie.
do it.
Oh man. I gotta do it, RJ. Breakfast Club.
Oh, God. Suck.
All right. I know. Granted,
From a comedy perspective,
Goonies is a great movie.
yeah, from a comedy perspective, like Breakfast Club, it's got a lot of dark humor, just one-liners, just good quotes in there.
I mean, the Goonies, Richard Donner, Chris Columbus, Steven Spielberg all had something to do with this. But you had Sean Austin in there. You had Josh
Chris
Brolin.
Columbus. He discovered the Goonies.
No,
too?
not that Christopher Columbus.
Okay.
Josh Brolin. Hello, isn't that the
that's
dude
his first movie.
who snaps? Why can't I think of his
The dude who snaps.
Thanos.
Frank
I'm gonna get so much
Sinatra?
hate for that.
Sean Astin.
Corey Feldman. It's such a great movie. I'm actually a little sad that it's gone because it is so good. But
And the second movie that had something to do with Andre the Giant.
wait, hold up. What? What
Yeah.
second movie?
Well, Andre the Giant was in The Princess Bride.
Oh.
And Andre the Giant is also in the Cyndi Lauper music video for Goonies Are Good Enough.
Interesting.
All
Wow,
right,
didn't
Ferris
mean to bring
Bueller's
this to a
next.
screeching halt. Holy moly.
We just lost.
It's almost time for
10
dad
viewers.
jokes, guys. It's almost time.
Yeah, hang in there for the dad jokes while we stumble through this next round.
I love how we are the unfunniest episode on the comedies movies.
We need to have our own
We've
comedy movie.
somehow brought the
Oh.
level of comedy down.
This movie was a wise good time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, Ferris Bueller's Day Off versus Weekend at Bernie's. Ferris Bueller's Day Off immediately.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you on this one.
Yes, I will also agree with the two chaps. I know.
Hmm.
Now I'm just gonna.
I
do it.
concur.
Stupendous.
Well, hey, guys,
Quite
here
the
we are.
choice there you had, Andy.
We are in the top 4. Are you surprised? The Princess Bride, Ghostbusters, The Breakfast Club, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I don't
that's
think
good.
that we could have come up with a better top 4. Arguably.
Allegedly.
But before we get into that, we are here. I saw Andy try to say something.
Are we not
but he
talking
was
about
still lagging.
Weekend at Bernie's?
Is there anything to say about Weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah, the guy was dead, allegedly.
Actually, what I didn't know was going to be a movie with the two Coreys, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman.
Interesting.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. It's allegedly inspired by a low budget movie that came out in 1983. It's a Hindi movie called Jaane Bhi Do Yaro. And it's described as two friends attempting to start up their own photo studio, come across shady dealings, corruption, and murder, and must fight to bring the guilty to light.
Oh, man.
Also, other fun fact about Weekend at Bernie's, it has a body count of 1.
Yeah, you see that body the entire movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just... Well, here we are. Andy, looks like you're starting us off today. Can you just remind everyone what in the world we're doing here?
Yeah, we're gonna go one-on-one with our best dad joke that we could find on the internet, and then the third person who's not telling the joke will pick his favorite, and yeah, that's we're keeping score throughout the entire season.
Yep.
Mike, who's up?
Yep. Somehow I'm in last place with 8 points. I'm clearly the funniest one here.
Guys, I don't
Andy...
like this. I don't like this. My collar looks like it's gone. I have no idea why that's happening. I just wanted to point it out. It's supposed to look like this.
The background.
It's like folded forward. No, it's the actual collar. It's folded forward on me. See? It's there.
Yeah.
That's just, Just want to point that out. Thank you.
Wash it in some cold water so it shrinks or something. Andy's got 10 points. RJ has 12 points.
Wow.
So RJ is way.
Dang, I'm the man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
I
up
guess
first.
you could say that.
Let's do it, Andy.
Who am I going against, Mike?
Yeah,
Mike. Yeah.
All right.
Do you not?
Andy's the only one that I know that tailors his jokes to the person he's competing against. I just find jokes that I think are funny.
It's gonna be like I'm pulling out the RJ joke right now.
Hold on, I need to prep myself for this one.
He's already.
What's Whitney Houston's favorite type of coordination? And I.
Oh my word.
And
I knew that.
Glad you sung that.
I knew that. I
for singing it.
I almost sang the punchline.
I commit to the joke. I gotta commit to it.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
All right, Mike. It's gonna be hard to top that.
I don't think so. So a guy.
That's it. That was his joke.
So I ran into the doctor's office frantically yelling the other day, "I'm shrinking, doc. I'm shrinking." The doctor says, "I'm extremely busy today. You're just going to have to be a little patient."
All right, I'm going to give that to Mike on that one.
Yeah. I'm pulling.
I had heard the hand-eye one too, so I was yeah.
I got to pick one that.
All right, Mike. What do you got?
I was out changing my car's oil the other day. My neighbor comes over and smugly asks, "What seems to be the problem?" And I told him, "It seems that the problem is my house is clearly too close to yours."
All right.
Because neighbors. Punchline.
That was the punch.
No, that was it.
The neighbor came over. He was bothering me.
Yeah.
My house.
All right.
I gotcha.
Guys, I'm really sad today because I had to fire my fruit delivery driver today. I hate to let the man go, but he was driving me bananas.
I'm not even kidding. I just told this joke at work today.
Nice.
I hate to do this, but I gotta go with RJ.
Feel pretty good about it. I'm also a bus driver, and today I had 10 passengers call me a terrible bus driver. I don't know where these people get off.
Oh man. Hey,
That's really good though. It gets funnier the more you think about it.
Go
ahead, Andy.
All right. Do you know what's made of leather and sounds like a sneeze? A shoe.
Yeah, that one's going to RJ.
I just say that one because Zoe's been saying that one like all week.
Hey, Kevin sent me a joke.
Right.
I forgot to tell you last week.
Let's hear it.
Ready?
Let's hear
Are
it.
you ready for this one? Because this is probably the funniest one out of all of our jokes today. I made some fish tacos today, but they just ignored them and swam away.
That's good.
That was dad jokes.
I'm just gonna have Kevin send me jokes every week from now on.
Yeah, I'll bring the funny jokes next week when people are watching.
That's true.
We have. I think we have our normal cast of people watching us today. They're just quiet today. I think they're watching the Capitals game or something.
Shut up! Like hockey. You go to one hockey game, now you're like, I believe you.
I went to the game, and my phone now tells me whenever the Capitals are on. I'm not sure how, but it's telling me, and so I know now.
Yeah.
It's always like, I don't know how it happened. My phone legit is like, oh, Capitals are on tonight versus the Flyers. Like, I don't. So then I click on it. And it's like, here's how you stream it: ESPN Plus and Hulu Live TV and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't have any of that. So
RJ's yelling.
That's the problem with NHL. I'm gonna
games off here.
I'm gonna hold up. I have to say this. NHL is the hardest crap to watch because it's on like 9 different channels, and you have to buy 3 different streaming things to watch all of it. Why can't you just be like, I don't know, other sports that I don't watch? But like
other
NHL,
sports,
like
I don't know what they're called, but there's other sports out there.
Golf and tennis.
I mean, even I wanted to say in wrestling, but even AEW is on 2 different freaking channels, and WWE is on like 9. And if the dog show comes on, then it's canceled. So
Felipe Felipe.
Hey, it won, so I don't care. Felipe Felipe.
Oh God!
All right, hey, we're here. We're in the top 4. Wow, Tim.
Sorry, Tim.
All right. Well, hey, Tim, we're wrapping it up. Princess Bride versus the Ghostbusters.
Serenading.
Correcting that brutal.
I'm just gonna go out there and say the Princess Bride again for comments I've already stated.
I'm actually torn on this one, Mike.
I'm going.
I really
with the
do enjoy
movie.
both.
I'm going with the movie that I've watched more, and that's Ghostbusters.
Felipe.
Oh wow, turning it around on me this week, Mike. I am going to say Ghostbusters as well.
Oh, wow!
Ghostbusters.
Inconceivable.
I love the Princess Bride. It's a great movie, and it is funny. But Ghostbusters is just so much. It's so much more classic for me. And Kevin agrees, so that's all I need. So
that's right. He did tell us the fish tacos.
It says Andre the Giant in it.
It does, and it has RJ Montoya in it as well.
It almost didn't have Andre the Giant.
Gary Elwes.
Fezzik was almost played by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Really? That would have been terrible.
I don't know. Well, he's kind of funny.
Yeah.
He was in a cartoon.
He's no Shazam. I don't know. I would say Mandy Patinkin is in this, and he's the man. Billy Crystal, Wallace Shawn, who plays Vizzini. Fred Savage, come on, Fred Savage. He would go on to other things.
Do other Fred Savage things.
Yeah. Was he the wizard?
Yes.
Keeping Up with the Savages. That should have been a show. So
I would watch
a reality show about Fred Savage for sure.
Yeah.
If Ashley Simpson can get one, why can't Fred Savage? I don't get it.
Absolutely.
Let's petition online for the Savages to have
the Savage Brothers. Show. How about Savage Brothers and the Bacon Brothers? We need to have.
And after every like Inside Family disc, they can just be like, "That was savage."
They can be Bacon, Egg, and Savage.
Well, hey, here we are. Breakfast Club versus Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Oh my word, this is a tough one. Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
John Hughes versus John Hughes. I'm going with Ferris Bueller. I feel like that movie's more relatable to me because a car crashes in it. So
Okay.
This is tough. I just saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off recently, and I think I watched it with one of my kids. And The Breakfast Club I haven't seen in a lot longer, and for some reason I can't remember as much about it as I do Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Which one's funnier? I mean, this is comedy here tonight. Which one's funnier? Is Ferris Bueller funnier, or is The Breakfast Club funnier? I think The Breakfast Club is a little bit more drama, than it is funny.
what do you have to say,
that wasn't
Andy?
rhetorical, people.
No, that was you just rationalizing. What was that?
I don't know.
All right. You made a good point. I believe Breakfast Club is more drama. It is very funny, but I'm going to go with Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Wow. Okay.
It's a dramedy. That's a term.
It's a coming of age. It's a coming of age film. So many good people, and I think with that vote, Ferris Bueller is moving on. Correct?
Yeah. Very anticlimactic choice there. Yeah.
Yeah. The Breakfast Club is preserved in the United States National Film Registry as of 2016. Far too long. The Brat Pack, man. We're part of this and a bunch of other movies. St. Elmo's Fire. And it really included Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall, Rob friggin' Lowe, who is honestly one of the coolest people ever. Andrew McCarthy, Demi Moore, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, and Ali Sheedy. Such a cool legacy. The Outsiders, if you guys remember that. No, the Brat Pack. We're talking about the Brat Pack. Sorry.
Okay, I was like,
they made so many good movies throughout the 80s with The Outsiders, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, St. Elmo's Fire, Pretty in Pink. That's pretty much it, I guess. And then Rob Lowe is the man still, so I don't care.
Yeah.
But
jeez.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage was almost in this movie, but they couldn't afford to pay him.
To think, because he's not even as good as any of the people I just mentioned.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I don't know.
Sorry,
No,
I mean, unless you're talking about Left Behind. Allegedly. Oh, Andy just froze on it. Oh, there he is. You froze on like a.
And John Hughes wrote this movie in 2 days.
There's that scene where they're all smoking the marijuana, and then the glass breaks, which made no freaking sense whatsoever. It was like the oddest thing. He's just like, yeah, and the glass breaks for some reason because that's what happens. So John Hughes said that was the biggest regret about this about the film. I'd probably agree. Yeah, there's some cool stuff. The whole Bender, with his arm up in the air on the football field at the end there, that was totally improvised and is like the iconic scene of this movie, along with the theme music. Don't You Forget About Me, great song. Like, so as soon as someone says Breakfast Club, you just go, hey, hey, hey. Ooh, ooh.
Can we just talk about? I feel like we need to talk about Rob Lowe for one more second here. Rob Lowe does a bunch of awesome movies in the 80s, sees a massive downturn in his career following a sex tape scandal in the 80s, but then resurges his career on The West Wing, Brothers and Sisters, Parks and Recreation, and he's now currently starring on 911 Lone Star, which is one of the better Fox shows currently. That dude is the man. He's like Mark Wahlberg of the 80s. Like, he's the man. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. Yeah.
Allegedly.
We're in the finals here.
Allegedly.
We are here, Ghostbusters versus Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is the finals. Timothy brought it up before. He's not talking about this matchup, but I think I agree. Ghostbusters, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Are we talking about what is the better movie or what is the funnier movie? Because clearly, in my mind, I think one of them is more comedy than the other. But let's talk about each one. Ghostbusters, what are y'all thinking?
For me, I'm going with what's the better comedy. And I like comedies better. It's my favorite genre of movie, so that's typically going to be my favorite movie out of the two if it is a comedy. So, but yeah, you guys want to talk more about Ghostbusters? It seems like we've talked about Ghostbusters more, even though it keeps winning than any other movie.
Great movie, great cast, and it shows where most of the scripted scenes ended up being ad-libbed. So a lot of what made it into the movie, especially from Bill Murray, were not in the script, which I think, again, is one of those things that adds to the someone is disagreeing with everything I'm saying right now at your house. The fact that they were able to just kind of play off of each other and ad-lib most of the scenes does make it a little bit more genuinely funny. It doesn't feel forced in any way. They're playing off of each other very well. And then even within the film, Ivan Reitman had a trailer for the movie that would run during the movie, which was a commercial that they used in the movie, which had a 1-800 number that people could actually call. And they would get a recorded message of Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd saying, "Hi, we're out catching ghosts right now." That number got called 1,000 times per hour, 24 hours a day for weeks after that movie was released.
Wow.
which is ridiculous, but kind of gives you an idea of kind of how they felt about this film and how ridiculous it was.
We should have posted a picture of us as kids playing with our Go-Butters
That's true.
figures at the table.
Forgot about that.
Did you just say Go-Butters?
Go-Butters, that's what I used to
Go-Butters.
call them as a kid. Go-Butters.
Oh. All right. Well, I mean, I don't have much else to add. I love that you brought up the ad-libbing thing. Bill Murray's great with that. A lot of the scenes were like that, and it did make it funnier. I just showed, again, one of my kids this movie a couple weeks ago, and aside from a couple of inappropriate things in the library and at the end with Sigourney Weaver, it was pretty good for her, as she liked it a lot. Ferris Bueller, I feel like I saw with one of my other kids recently, one Saturday morning, and she enjoyed that too. Let's talk about Ferris Bueller a little bit here. Anything to add there?
I have lots of notes.
Yeah, lots of notes. Alan Ruck was 29 years old, playing a high school student in this movie. He was kind of like, unsure about the character and if the age difference was going to be a detractor from the movie, but apparently, the character was a loner and he kind of felt, kind of matched his attitude, and so it played off well. Oh my God, I just knocked over my microphone.
Sounds like you're having an earthquake in Connecticut.
Oh gosh.
I do it all the time. Don't feel bad.
There's a lot of funny things from this movie. The whole Ben Stein, Bueller.
Yeah.
Bueller. Faking your own illness to stay out of school, and just kind of the hijinks that come along with it.
Hilarity ensued.
Just calling, how many kids want to like call up the principal's office and just like call him an a-hole? Like Alan Ruck does. Like, you, sir, are like, it's like
one funny part of this movie was that Ferris Bueller complains about not having his own car, but he owned a synthesizer, which in 1984, a synthesizer cost almost $8,000, which is as much as a car.
Look, priorities.
Yeah.
Could we talk about how Richard Edson is in this? Richard Edson plays the garage attendant who ends up stealing the car, but he also plays Spike in Super Mario Brothers, which is another amazingly great movie.
Classic.
Classic 90s. It would be on this list if it was in the 80s, but It is not.
And-
So let's get.
Another Charlie Sheen appearance as well,
Oh yeah.
where
Yeah.
he stayed awake for more than 48 hours before his scene in the police station to produce the desired drugged out effect for his role as a drug addict, allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, hey, here we are. What are we voting on? We've got Ghostbusters versus Ferris Bueller's Day Off for the top 80s comedy movie.
You
Where
guys
are we?
know where I stand on this already. It's for me. It's Ferris Bueller.
All right, one for Ferris Bueller.
One time.
One
The
for
highest grossing comedy film
You're
until
gross.
Home Alone came out is Ghostbusters.
Is that your choice?
Ghostbusters.
Big whoop, and it used to be cocaine and Coca-Cola. So what?
That's true. We
I
haven't
am-
talked about Matthew Broderick.
I am very mad about Godzilla. That version of Godzilla, as much as you may love that, Timothy, is not good.
So sorry, did you just vote for Ghostbusters?
I did.
So you're leaving it to me again. So Ghostbusters
I am.
versus Ferris Bueller's Day Off, top 80s comedy of all time.
Of the 80s.
Of all time of the
Top
80s.
top 80s comedy of all time of the 80s.
Oh man, I am gonna go with. I've got nothing. I really don't. I have no idea.
I thought you were gonna like rip a huge fart. I thought you were gonna put so much pressure.
Oh man.
Oh man, I played the music too early.
Going with Ghostbusters.
Hey,
Ghostbusters.
who you gonna
My friend for
call?
the funds.
Here it is. You're watching it live happening. Here it goes. It's moving down. And there it is. It just happened. It's time for the music that Andy hates.
That's not the Ghostbusters theme song.
I could afford that.
Right.
But hey, there it is. Ghostbusters is your top 80s comedy movie of all time of the 80s.
But
How do y'all feel about that?
Spaceballs wasn't on this list. I'm jumping.
There's a
I'm
lot
jumping
there.
to the end.
I
Spaceballs.
I didn't like.
Not
I didn't
on
like
this.
Spaceballs.
Oh my god.
I didn't either. Sorry. That's why I wasn't on the list.
16 Candles. The
All right,
one that I'm mad
let's
about.
let's talk a little bit about what we missed here.
I'm mad about Coming to America. I love that movie. We had summer school. That was funny. When Harry Met Sally was another good one. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Ugh, I hate that.
Yeah, I
Shout
love.
out to Keanu
How do you
Reeves.
not like Bill and Ted? Man,
Keanu Reeves is a saint, but I can't deal with that.
it's a very good movie.
What else? What other movies did you guys have?
Oh, for me? Oh gosh. Let's.
No, the other
a lot of mine
podcast.
did actually make it on there. Shut up. I had Coming to America on here as well. I had Dragnet. How do you not like Dragnet? It's Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks in a remake of one of the best TV shows of all time. Dragnet. Look Who's Talking with whatever his dumb face is. What's the guy's name that I can't think of? No, no, you're thinking of 3 Men and a Baby.
Oh, 3 minutes. Yes.
Look Who's Talking is the John Travolta.
John Travolta.
Adventures in Babysitting,
really weird.
Mannequin,
John
Harry and
Travolta.
the Hendersons, The Naked Gun, Gremlins.
You had
Were
Gremlins.
some of the
Shut
ones I
up
had
about
on my
Gremlins.
list.
I had Gremlins. Yeah.
What? How are you not going to talk about Gremlins? Gremlins
As
is
a comedy
classic.
movie?
Listen,
Yeah,
Blues
it's
Brothers.
it's a comedy movie.
Blues Brothers wasn't on this list.
Yeah, man.
Weird Science wasn't on this list.
Yeah, it's
Police Academy, Big Trouble in Little China, UHF with Weird Al.
I'm not sure I've seen that, actually.
Dude, you had Howard the Duck on your list.
That movie is great. The first Marvel cinematic film.
They made...
People are gonna remember Caddyshack. That's kind of like
yeah,
I feel like Caddyshack
yeah.
is like love or hate, kind of movie.
Clearly we hated.
It was on my
Yeah.
list.
I had Stripes on my
Well, hey.
list too. I just recently saw that. And,
Mr. Mom with Terry Hogan.
Oh, my word.
Terry Bollea.
Well, hey, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for joining us for another episode of You Dab Me a Hello. This is episode, I think I said 54. I'm not sure.
I think
so.
We're coming back in 2 weeks, right?
Yes.
All right. So this episode clearly sucked. So we're gonna have to like come back strong here.
What's
we might
wrong
have
with
to
this
change.
episode?
We might have to change our.
We picked
our
up some
topic.
steam here.
Well, we will reconvene after the show because
Tim, that's
we
funny.
do know what our upcoming episodes are, and we will come back strong. Andy didn't like this episode. I enjoyed it. I like a lot of the movies we talked about. You guys were a little quiet at home. I'm sorry that we put you to sleep. Hopefully you enjoy it next time. But we can't all have winners like last week. So
we came slacking with the dad jokes. I feel like
my jokes were
speak for
hilarious
yourself.
this week.
Mine was amazing, and so was.
I came slacking with. I felt like I
guest-
had good ones when I say them in my head and out loud. And I'm like, that's funny. And then
That's because you to me, you have funny jokes, but you keep choosing the ones that I've told my kids 950 times. So I've heard
I
them.
don't know.
So
You
just
know
gotta
them
you gotta
all.
dive deeper. You gotta dive deep. I'm finding ones that I've never heard of every day. I don't tell ones that I've heard much often.
It's true.
I don't scour the internet every second of the day while I'm working to look for these dad jokes.
Oh man.
Hold on, let's have a whole episode about how
Full
having a naked
open book here. I found those during the show. I legit looked those up.
Well, you
as
took
the
my
show was
source
going.
material.
And I beat you twice.
You keep taking my source material. Like, oh, we go from the same place.
Oh man. Well, hey, thank you guys for joining again. We will be back in 2 weeks. So we are taking the week off next week. However, we do have 2 episodes dropping, one this Friday, one next Friday. So feel free to check those out. They are from our past archives from the last couple of weeks. But I think tomorrow is movie sequels, if I'm not mistaken, on Friday. And then next week will be whatever we just did last week that I can't remember already. I don't know. But
it'll be today.
Oh, it'd be this one. It'd be this one. Yes. I got
That
you.
usually happens. Sequential order.
I could have sworn we were 2 weeks ahead, but I don't know what happened.
I hope
but,
you don't do anything with math for work.
Math is
wow,
hard.
I'm in Excel all day, so yeah.
I mean, you
but-
lose your keys like in a folder in a desk drawer.
Wow, you remember that? Yes, I did.
I
Yes.
do, 'cause
I
that was
still lose them all the
hilarious.
time. I actually have a
Not so
I
much
have
that
a
you
thing
lost
on
them.
it now. I have a ring thing on it now. It basically I can locate.
Oh,
it.
it's the tile. Yeah.
Yeah. How
Yes,
you know
the
you're
tile
getting
thing.
old.
Yeah. Need your phone to tell you where your keys are.
Honey, where's my pants? I can't find my pants. It's got the thing on it.
All right. Thank you guys again. You asked. I almost messed up our own tagline. Hey, you dab me a hello. You didn't ask for it, but we're here anyway.
Welcome to You Dab Me a Hello.
You dab me hello. You dab me a hello.
You dab me a hello. You dab me. You dab me. You dab me a hello. You dab me. You dab me. You dab me a hello. You dab me a hello.